Hello everyone, my name is Rahul and welcome to my channel RahulQALabs. So in today's session or tutorial, we will learn about what is a database and how we can do some basic operations on a database. So a database is an organized collection of structured information or data that is typically stored electronically in a computer system. A database is usually controlled by DBMS, that is Database Management System. And together, the data and DBMS, along with the applications that are associated with them, are referred to as the database system. In short, we can call it as a database. So this reference I have taken from oracle.com. So basically, database is nothing but it's a collection of you can say records or some information that is relevant to a company, right? And it is stored in the different objects, and the basic object is a table, right? So we will deal with the different objects in a database in the coming tutorials. So as of today, we will be seeing how we can create a database and how we can, do basic operations on database like altering database, dropping the database, and using the current database. Right. So let's start and let's try to create a database. So for this tutorial, I'll use the Microsoft SQL Server, right, as the DB, and we will be going through some commands and different operations into the MS SQL Server. So let's try to connect with the database engine. So these are all the different objects, or you can say the left panel, the object explorers present out here, right? Databases, security, server objects, replication, a lot of different options are there. So if you open this databases, it will show you like system databases and database snapshots. So as of now, we have these four system databases. So let's try to create a database and see how we can create that. So but to create a database, this is the basic command: create database and the name that you want to create, right? So the name of the database, it varies upon the vendor of the database. Different vendors have different lengths defined, right? So we will create a database using this command, right? So let's copy this command, right? So for running this, the query, we need an editor. So if you see here, there is an option called new query, right? So here you can give your command. So and the database name. Say for example, I want to create a database naming students. Okay, so just click on execute, and the command executed successfully, and this is the completion time, and your database is created. Now to check whether your database is created or not, you have two options. uh, you can see here as well. Just try to disconnect and try to again connect. Right, now go to databases and you will see that students, right? So this is a database that just now we created. Or you can see all the databases with we have a quick metadata query to check that. If you just copy this query and run this query, so this is from the system.databases, so it will give you all the databases that is present in this particular server or system, right? So there are 6 databases we can see out here, and one of our database is students that just now we created, right? So this is how we can create the database. Now let's go to other options. So these are some different operations that we can perform on a database. We can alter the database, we can drop the database, and use database. So if there are many different databases present, so from which database you need the data, so for that purpose we use this particular use option, right? So let's go one by one. Let's try to alter the database, right? So for altering of the database, say for example, I want the name of this database to be changed to students 1. So what I will do is I'll paste this command here, alter database, and then you have to give the database name, then modify. What do you want to modify? Name. equals to students1, right? Now just try to execute that. Okay, the database name students1 has been set, and this is the completion time. Now again, if you can query the system databases, your name should be changed to students1, and yes, it has changed, right? So this is how you can use alter database command to change the name of the database. Coming to next option, dropping the database. So the SQL drop database statement, it is used to drop an existing database in SQL schema, right? So say for example, we have a database called employee. We want to drop this database. So let's copy this command, drop database. Okay, so we have copied the command, and suppose employee database, we have to drop this database. So let's give the name employee, right? So drop database and the database name that you want to drop, and run this command, and command completed successfully. So now if I run my system databases query, I should not see this database. If you click on execute, so there are only 5, right? Earlier we had 6 DBs. So this database has been dropped, correct? Okay, and coming to our last command, we have is the use database name. So this is used for selecting any existing database in the SQL schema, right? So say for example, I want to use the database called master, right? So what I will do is I will use this command, use master, click on execute, and commands completed successfully, completion time this. So now whatever data you will retrieve, that will be retrieved from this DB, not from any other databases. That is the use of this use command, right? So this is all for this particular tutorial, and we have seen the basic operations for a database, how to create a database, how to alter a database, how to drop a database, and how to use a database. And of course, the metadata query, which fetches all the DBs. I'll mention this information in the video description, so you guys can have a look at that as well. And so the later tutorials, we will be focusing on the different commands like select, update, delete, like DML, DDL, and DCL commands as well. Okay, so till then, take care and keep learning in life. Thank you. Bye bye.